Hello and welcome to the October Community Forum for Shelton High School. Before we get started, I'm going to make one quick announcement in Spanish, and that is to let our families and students that are wanting to see the translation of this. Before we get started, I'm going to make one quick. And as a reminder, please make sure, just kidding. All right, folks, one quick announcement in Spanish. And then we'll go back into English. Buenas tardes y bienvenidos al Foro de Comunidad de OBJH de octubre. Ya acabo de poner en los comentarios el enlace para poder ver la traducción de este foro en español. Usted puede oprimir donde dice Translate It. Oprima ahí y te lleva una traducción en vivo de lo que estamos diciendo en inglés. Gracias. All right. So one of the things that we're trying this evening, because we're all about trying new things, is we are trying out this new technology that Mr. Burlett provided me with, which I think is phenomenal. And that is essentially, as we are talking, it is translating. So what I told in Spanish was for those individuals who wish to view our not view, but listen to our community forum in Spanish, that they can actually click on the link I provided and it will provide real-time translations. So this is an experiment and we're going to see how it goes. But to get started, I would like to welcome a guest that we have. One of the things that I've been communicating with parents in the community is the fact that we are very fortunate to have at OBJH an organization called the Parent-Teacher Student Organization. And this is an organization that has done a lot of good in supporting not only our teachers, but also our students and our programs beyond the great support that we're getting from the district as is. So when we were talking at one of our meetings, one of the things that I brought up was, hey, it'd be great to have you guys come speak with us. And then almost before I could finish the words, they were like, when, what day, we'll be there. So with that, I would like to introduce to you Mrs. Jill McKnight, and she is the president, if I'm correct. Did I get
Vice president. Close.
Vice president.
Vice president. Yes.
Vice president of the PTSO. Jill, welcome. We're so glad you could join us. Like we told you, this is a great opportunity for us to be able to reach out to our community. This started over the summer as us basically doing what the district was doing, which was to be able to provide families with more updated information as we began the school year, especially with the uncertain times that we're in. Here at OBJH, we believe that it was a good practice, and we made a commitment with our community to do this once a month. And one of the things that we also learned and from getting feedback was that we should highlight certain parts of our community. And I can't think of a more important, more vital, and more amazing part of our community than the PTSO. So welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mario and Rachel, for having me on this evening. It's so exciting to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Just wanted to kind of tell everybody a couple of things about the PTSO. So OBJH didn't have a PTSO for about 8 years. And last year, some of the parents and I got together and decided that we really wanted to bring it back and be able to do some really amazing things for everybody involved, the teachers, the students, and the families at OBJH. And so we started last year and we had a wildly successful year, even with the COVID issues that we'd had, and really want to just thank everybody that participated in making that possible last year. We had some great participation. We have a couple things going on right now, and I want to tell you about them. The first is we are always looking for members of the PTSO. So we've got a handful of parents. There's a board. I'm the vice president, and we've got a president and a secretary and a treasurer, of course. And so we're always looking for people to participate. If you have less time and you would like to be a volunteer where we can reach out to you and we've got things going on, that would be fantastic. We are going to be looking for some additional board members, and we're going to have some spots opening up on the executive board closer to the end of the year. So if you have any interest in that, we would love to have you reach out to us, particularly for those of you that have 6th and 7th graders this year, because those of us that have 8th graders may be moving on at the high school level. And so if you have any interest at all in participating in the PTSO at the board level or being an executive board member, we would absolutely love to hear from you. We've done several things. We did 2 or 3 events last year that were really designed to thank the teachers and the staff for all that they've done. The staff and teachers came together at the end of last year and through the summer and raised some money that is available for families that might have some specific needs, thanks to our lovely last 8 months of COVID. And so if you are a family or you know a family where they have a student at OBJH and could use some additional assistance, we have funds that can help you in a variety of ways. And the teachers and staff were so generous that we have several ways with which we can utilize those funds depending upon the needs of a family that might need them. So would really, really, please, 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 if you know of a family or you need some assistance, please reach out. You can contact Mario or Rachel. You can private message us through our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page. However is easiest for you to reach us. So we did several fundraisers last year while we were still able to be in school. We did an after-school dance as one of our fundraisers, and as we get back to in-person learning, we're hoping to have some fun events that the kids can attend and where we can continue to raise money so that we have the opportunity to do so many things for the school. The one fundraiser we have going right now, which thankfully we're able to do, regardless of the fact that we're doing online learning. Lynch Creek Farm has partnered with us to allow us to do a wreath fundraiser. They are very generously donating wreaths at a lowered cost so we can turn around and sell them and earn some additional money as a fundraiser. We have all of the details for that on our Facebook page. You can reach out to me or our president, Melissa Upson, directly. And all the details are there to kind of show you how to order, but you can reach out to us and you can buy as many wreaths as you'd like at the lowered cost and give them as gifts for your family or friends. And we have a couple of pickup dates, and all of those details are, again, on our Facebook page, OBJH PTSO Facebook page. You can search for it on Facebook. Please feel free to join as well, and you'll be kept abreast of all of the great events and activities that we are trying to put out there, even in light of our interesting circumstances right now. So I think that's kind of it, unless you guys have any comments or thoughts on something I might have missed.
Well, so let me just tell you that I have a comment or two. I got to tell you, in the short time that I've worked with the organization, we've been able to do some good. I can tell you right now, and you've gotten from my reports, the fact that we have families who are in need, and we have been able to provide some gift cards to be able to buy food and other necessities for the homes. With the money raised by the faculty and staff and working with you, we've also been able to, as of this week, we know there's a family that has a large number of students in their homes. And as much as we tried with the hotspots, it just was not working. The big issue was that the family didn't have their router broke. And so by working with you guys and with the team, we were able to successfully buy them a router, which should be arriving by the end of this week. And that's going to make the world of difference, connecting that large number of kids so they can actually be in their classes every day. You would think, for some of us, it doesn't seem like a very big thing, but it is. It really is, and it's going to make a world of difference for this family and for these kids. And one of them is a Timberwolf. I think 2 or 3 of them are soon to be Timberwolves or Timberwolves in progress, and then a couple of them are high climbers and cats. And I'm not quite sure what the mascot is for Cedar, but I'm sure that someone will tell me, and I will remember that someone did tell me, and they can pick on me about it later. But the point is the fact that it is this organization that really has the potential to really bridge the needs and the supports that really do encompass what it really means to be part of a learning community. And just personally, I just want to thank you for not only organizing, but also for helping Rachel and I learn about it and how we can be of service. And one of the things I would like to say is that we are hoping that we'll have some faculty members who are able to join. We certainly want parents as well to join, and I'll continue to request that in my messages. It doesn't take much time out of the schedule.
It does not.
I honestly will tell you that I would much rather trade some of my meetings I have every week to meet with you guys, because it's less time and I tend to smile and laugh more.
Good. Well, I'm happy to hear that. We want, we couldn't do this without the support of you as the administration team. And so we really are so grateful that you are so willing to participate and be active and get the word out in addition to what we're doing. Our meetings, I thank you for reminding me of this. Our meetings are the first Wednesday of every month. And right now we're doing them as Zoom. When we get back to in-person learning, we hold them in the library. And so they start about 6 or 6:30. And if you'd like to join, everyone is welcome at any level with which you'd like to participate with the PTSO. You're welcome at any time to join our Zoom meetings. You just have to reach out either through our Facebook page, or you can reach out to Mario and we can get you the Zoom link. And you're absolutely right, Mario. We want to be a support to the families at the school in any way that they need it. We really want to meet them where they are. This isn't about us creating some kind of program to help people that doesn't give them any help. That doesn't do any good. We want to really, really have a good understanding. So for those teachers that might know of families that need some assistance, and then when we get back to in-person learning, hopefully we'll get back to some of the fun stuff too, because that's part of the PTSO, is doing the fun stuff, putting the dances on and the after-school programs for the kids, and really allowing them and enhancing the other programs that are already in place. So please join us. We'd absolutely love to have anyone join us. And you can reach out to us through the Facebook page, or again, Mario and Rachel have information. And Mario, thank you. I really appreciate when you add it into the weekly emails and the phone calls. That's really helpful.
It's my pleasure. And I apologize for feedback. For some reason, whenever I click back on, it's kind of doing two sounds at once, but it should go away. So my apologies to people listening, but it's my pleasure. I mean, it really is a great organization. I always tell people this because I'm just going to do a little quick personal story. So as we went on right now, about an hour or two ago, I'm from Louisiana, and the 5th hurricane has just made landfall there. And I taught in Louisiana for most of my career, not most of my career, actually about half my career now, but from 2002 to through 2010. And, I was privileged enough to work in some of the schools that actually have resources in that state, which unfortunately are fewer than we should have. And I know the value and the immense benefit that schools that have PTSOs benefit from that, because schools can provide. There is a limit to what schools can provide, both in academics and in support areas. I always tell people, though, that when I came here to Washington State, one of the things that really drew me here, and this is one thing that's true about our state, is that our state and districts provide a level of support overall that is honestly far superior to what I would find in Louisiana on average. But it's still not enough, because there's still always going to be a limit. So the fact that this organization exists, and the fact that not only are we helping with the needs of some families, but more importantly also with the cultural development of the school, right? Because it really is about us all being together, and us knowing that we are respectful of each other, we are responsible for each other, and in hard times and difficult times, we will be resilient together. So I consider you guys a key part of this process. I also would like to say real quick, I need to speak in Spanish, and then I'll let y'all know in English what I'm saying in just one second. Disculpen, pero desafortunadamente estoy viendo que la aplicación para traducciones no está funcionando como queríamos. Durante el proceso de este foro, continuaré a tratar de arreglar el problema, pero daré anuncios en español de vez en cuando para que sepan lo que está ocurriendo. Y acabamos de oír de nuestra vicepresidenta del PTSO, que es una organización que apoya a nuestras familias y a nuestras escuelas, ya fuera del apoyo que tenemos del distrito y del estado. De nuevo, disculpen y trataré de arreglar el problema, pero mientras tanto estaré dando traducciones en español lo más posible. Por favor, sigan mandando sus preguntas en español. Yo puedo responder en español a las preguntas. Gracias. So I just, in a nutshell, was explaining to them that the translation device that we were trying to use is not working the way that I thought it would. It is a user issue. It is probably me that didn't set up correctly, and Mr. Burlett, I have no doubt, will be showing me how I can do better with it. But that's one of the things that we do love about our schools. We got some really, really resourceful teachers, and we will get it better for next time. But I also let them know in Spanish about the organization, a little bit of synopsis of what it is that we do, and let them know that as we proceed forward, I will take moments to translate into Spanish if we cannot resolve the issue with the technology.
Yeah, and thank you. The fact that we have you available at the meetings for families that are Spanish speaking that can come and be part of the organization and feel included. We wouldn't be able to do that without your support. So thank you. I
appreciate that. I also want to give credit to the district too, because of the fact that the district does have a commitment on equity and equity of access. I speak Spanish. It is not the only language that our families choose to communicate in. There are some families that choose to communicate in Mom. There are some that choose to communicate in Conjabal. And then we also have some of our native students who also speak indigenous languages to the area. The district is very aware of that. And actually, one of the things I'm really proud of is the fact that we actually created messages in not only Spanish, but we actually have in Mom and Conjabal for our conferences for next week, which we'll talk more about later on in the community forum tonight. Ms. Rozzi, do you have any questions or anything you'd like to highlight?
Actually, I just want to give a shout out. You know, you talk about, you know, this is a team effort between PTSO and Oakland Bay. And but as teachers, they receive these lovely handwritten notes. And it was just a little thing like that, just a little special touch. And during this time, it goes so far. So thank you so much for your thoughtfulness. And, you know, it's something little, but it meant a lot. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. We find it's really incredibly important to, as the PTSO, to ensure in as many ways as we can that the staff and teachers are valued. Our kids would not be in the place that they're in without their hard work and contributions, and the fact that they spent the summer, you know, whatever your position is on online learning being good or bad, it is what it is. It's where we are, and the teachers I know have worked so hard and put so much into trying to make the experience as positive for our kids as they can. And I can't imagine the challenge. They're accustomed to being in a classroom and getting to know kids in person, and trying to do that with a whole new group. We really want to know that we really want them to know how much we support them and we're behind them. And thank you for that acknowledgement.
You are most welcome, and again, thank you. I am still checking to see what the issue is with the translation. Todavía estoy chequeando a ver cuál es el problema con el aparato de traducción, pero de nuevo les daré este reporte en español durante el curso de este foro, especialmente durante la parte donde hablemos de conferencias. I was just letting them know that I'll continue to work on it, but when we get to the conferences part, we will make sure that we take pauses to be able to do translations so that they're fully hearing that. And then another thing too is the fact that I've communicated with our Spanish-speaking families that, you know, if their language of preference is other than English, that, you know, there is a place for everybody at the table with PTSO, and then with me being a part of it, that, you know, we can definitely work on communication. And just so everyone knows, the app that I'm using is actually a very good one. It worked very well when we had our virtual meeting with Congressman Denny Heck. Mr. Burlett actually set it up. The issue we're having is user. It's a new one to me, and there's obviously 1 or 2 steps I'm missing. I'm going to do that quickly in Spanish about reminding them that we have a place for everybody at the PTSO. Estaba comentando que en el PTSO queremos espacio para todos. He mencionado antes en mis mensajes que si usted prefiere usar un idioma además de inglés en comunicación, no hay problema. Yo, ya como saben, yo hablo español. Y también la aplicación que traté de usar hoy para ayudarles leer las traducciones, sí funciona y funciona bien. Estoy cierto que el problema es de usuario. Es la primera vez que yo lo uso. Entonces, obviamente hay algo que no hice. Voy a aprender y voy a mejorar, pero como les dije ya, les voy a dar traducciones en el proceso de este foro. Okay. All right. Okay, so, well, I just want to thank you for coming. I know that you've had a busy day and everyone's had a busy day. You are most welcome to stay. You are welcome anytime to our forums. And definitely want to, once again, on behalf of the families that we've helped this year, on behalf of the families that we've helped in even before Rachel and I joined the team, for being a further extension of our family and of our support for our community.
Of course. Thank you so much to both of you for having me. I am going to hop off and watch on YouTube.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
All right. All right. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Later.
All right.
Take
Have
care.
a good one. All right. Okay, so Ms. Rozzi, I just want to go on the record of saying that the motto that we have is grace and understanding. That's the motto that we had this year in the district.
Yes.
That's the model we had this year at our school. And honestly, resilience is one of our 3 R's. And I will tell you that I have become the expert of resilience when it comes to basically learning how to do all this like broadcasting and yeah. So
well,
I'm still learning, but I've gotten better. I'm getting better.
Well, really, you're modeling, right? Aren't you modeling for our students and our community that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay not to know everything. And we're going to figure this out and we're going to do better the next time. So good job modeling. I think you planned that, right?
Yes, I did. Oh, and by the way, speaking of modeling, I also want to wish you happy texting day.
What?
It's happy texting day.
Really?
Yeah, because the way you celebrate happy texting day is you send out one text incorrectly followed by another one that's incomplete, and then you realize that you forgot to attach the link to a final third one. It's National Texting Day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's how we celebrate it. It's not, I mean, the only other conclusion would be that I sent a message and didn't attach the link and then went to attach it, but realized it wasn't set to be hyperlinked and then realized, oopsie, got to do it one more time. That would be incorrect. That was me celebrating National Texting Day.
Right, I get it.
So, and the other thing too is a quick funny story about resilience. So I was talking about Louisiana earlier. So I worked at a school that was K through 12 for a few years. And one time my computer was having problems. This is like back in 2007, I think, 2008 maybe. And one of my friends was one of the elementary teachers. So I was like, well, in my planning period, I walked down to the elementary wing and, you know, they were getting their kids ready to go do something outside. And I was just telling her that, you know, my computer is having issues and I don't know how to fix it. And the tech guy's not available. And I started talking about the description. And this, I think she was like 5 or 6. She was in kindergarten. I will say she was a very tall kindergartner in my defense.
Okay.
So I think she was asking permission to go to the restroom or water. And then she overheard me and she's like, Mr. Hooves? I'm like, yes. She's like, did you try pushing? And I'm just like, she just used words that, you know, I still don't understand. So I just looked at her. It's like, can I walk her to where she needs to go? We could stop by my office real quick. And she's like,
oh my gosh.
Go ahead, go Mr. Hooves. She went on my computer. Well, she went and got water. She came in on my computer and then she just started doing some things like fixed it. So if there's any Timberwolves out there who are watching, I see some of you posting things and want to give your principals some tutorial lessons on how to do YouTube broadcasting. I am definitely open to your feedback. So I just want to share that real quick.
That's funny. That would be awesome if they did. It looks like they're saying hi to each other, a couple of them.
They are, and they've got their so they've got their well, their icons for most of them look like they're Japanimation characters, if I'm mistaken. I think so. Mr. Cathy at if he were watching, he's one of the counselors at Shelton High School. Mr. Cathy could probably tell you exactly who these characters are that they have in their profile, and probably what cartoon they come from and what their significance is, and every single other stat in the world.
Yeah, nice.
I can only do that for Star Trek. All right, well, we don't really have that many questions, but we do have a couple of things. We have a what question mark. We have a hi. We have, oh, that's kind of cool. Someone has two eyes and the lips. Okay. And then what is the school's TikTok? Okay, so we don't have a school TikTok. I will tell you though, I will be honest with you, that was actually an idea that we had talked about because of the fact that we know that, I mean, let's be real, Ms. Rozzi, I think, you really can't be under like 19 now and use Facebook because like they're at the point now where many of the kids are just like, face what? Like, why not just go grab a photo album? It's the same thing to them, right?
Yeah.
So, we had talked about like, what are some ways we can connect with the kids and stuff. And like, TikTok being something that the kids use a lot. And the problem with that though, is because of the fact that all of our online, I hate the word cyber, but our social media pages, there we go. That's the word, have to be backed up and archived per state law. And you can't really do that with TikTok. So, but actually, there was an idea that was proposed to me that I will not talk about today, but maybe we'll develop over the next couple of weeks, and maybe in November, December, or June, come back up for conversation.
Interesting.
So for the TikTok question, that's your answer, is we can't do it because of the fact that we can't back it up, and that's actually a state law. But there is a little bit of a idea that someone gave me, and I will just keep you guessing for our next episode next month. Or in June. We'll figure it out. Okay, next one is, I do speak some of the native languages. Cool. Awesome. So I'm going to go a quick moment and say cool and thank you. And then also, Mr. Rozzi, I know you know this, but November is Native American Heritage Month.
You're right.
Yeah. And it's Native American Heritage Month. And one of the things I actually found online that I haven't had a chance to share this really too many people yet, but one of the things that I've been online was I found this website from Canada. So let me back up real quick. Here's a me moment. Fun fact: I love maps. I'm a map fanatic. I'm just that guy. I just love maps. I don't know why, I always have. So a friend of mine sent me this map, and I am going to be sharing it out with our teachers, and I actually think it might be worthwhile for us to share it out with our on our webpage. But the map is from a Canadian organization, and what it does is it takes data, and you can actually, by putting in an address, it'll zoom you in and show you the tribe or tribes that have historically, owned the land in that address area. And yeah, it's really cool actually. And I was playing around with it because of the fact that it's not just the US. It's like, when you look at the map, it's like all of the Americas, all the way from like, the northern islands of Canada, all the way down to the Argentine, Chilean, Tierra del Fuego tip of South America. But then it's not just the Americas either, because if you go to Australia, it's got a bunch of areas there. And then if you go over to Europe, which was really interesting to me, like in Scandinavia, there were like some areas as well that they were identifying, and you can like zoom in and see, like, again, tribes that that were in that area. And then it also has where you can click on it and you can see the languages that were spoken. So that's why when I'm going to pronounce your name, Nightmare. I'm not going to try the other one because I don't know if I pronounced that correctly or not. But I'm sure it's a Japanimation character. But when you say that you do speak one of the native languages, one of the things you can do is you can click on it, and it also shows you the languages that were spoken in different areas. So like, I actually was playing around with it and kind of looked at like our area, and I actually learned a lot. And that was something that really intrigued me because of Native American Heritage Month coming up in November.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you share that link with me?
I will. I'll share it with you. I'll share it with our teachers. I'll share it with everybody. It's phenomenal. If you're a map nerd like me, just understand. I literally spent like an hour and a half on it. Because it's just really that awesome. Like I was like, okay, who owned the land where I grew, where I lived in Louisiana, and I looked at the name of the tribal group that was there, and then I actually learned. So the place where I lived was called Calcasieu Parish. Well, the word Calcasieu means crying eagle in the indigenous language of the area. I'm like, wow, that's actually rather interesting. And then I went and explored Cuba, and I went and explored Puerto Rico, and then I went and explored Australia and looking at all different. It was really, really cool. So thank you for sharing that about you speaking one of our native languages. If you want to share which one it is, we would. Yeah, I think
you did. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. Well, you know what? I don't know what I got your screen name, but do this. Get in touch with Mr. Juves or Mr. Rozzi. And I would love to talk with you and with any other students who would like to share more about, the languages that they speak, the native language they speak, and then, the experiences and the culture and the traditions that we have in our area. I literally learned probably the most I've learned in a long time in that hour and a half, just because as I zoomed into our area, I just would click on different things and just kind of research them and whatnot. And it was really, really cool.
So you're not too old to learn stuff?
No, you're not. You're not.
Interesting.
Actually. You are not too old to learn stuff. Actually, I think my grandfather would have said it best, that the day that you're too old to learn, people at your funeral. Because it's lifelong learning.
Yeah.
It's about lifelong learning.
Right.
Okay, let's see. We've got, does the school have any other social media? Yes, we have Facebook. We have our school webpage, and right now that is all we have that I'm aware of. I will tell you that one of the things that, like I said earlier, I was looking at more out of the box ideas for what we could do, TikTok being one of them. I knew Snapchat wouldn't work because it's just not going to work. Instagram is one that we haven't really talked about. I'm wondering if we could maybe reach out to Miss Town, to our media department and seeing if Diamond, thank you. Yes. Wow. To see if maybe Instagram is one that we could do, because I mean that one, I don't think that would be a problem with that. That should be a pretty easy one to do.
Should be easy.
We should find out. You know what we should do also? We should maybe like when the kids, even before they come back, maybe we want to start some kind of club or something to where like we kind of get kids together. That'd be really cool actually. Get kids together. Maybe we do kind of like, communications that we can have like, as a community that aren't about tests and about this and that. Just, hey, here's something fun going on this weekend, or here, like good stuff, right? Stuff that we want our kids being a part of.
Well, they get to do the beginning of that fun stuff on Friday.
Really? What's going on Friday?
There is fun times happening after they are done with shortened class periods. They get to pick which activity to go to, and they get to do this twice. There are so many different options. I don't have I could get the printout in front of me. Do you remember some of the activities?
No, I don't. I mean, I know a couple of them that they were thinking about putting together. I'm not sure if they actually got through. You know what? The only concern I have is because I have all these screens open. I'm scared I'm going to close something and then lose everybody. But let me do this. Like a quick little pause. I want to just say something in Spanish to our families real quick, and then. But before I do that, I also so I'm just calling you Nightmare. So Nightmare, you talk about you can use your Google account. I'm assuming that you're talking about that as far as social media for the school. Is that what you're talking about? You can just put yes or no if you're able. And then yes, and then the Nightmare let us know where here are some virtual decorating Kahoot scary stories. Oh, cool. You see, this is what we should actually just do live streams on YouTube whenever we're doing planning events.
Right.
Seriously. I'm going to speak in Spanish real quick. Disculpen de nuevo, todavía no he podido arreglar el problema, pero quería dejarles saber que acabamos de mencionar que este viernes, la última hora de clases Los estudiantes van a participar en actividades organizadas por los maestros para que ellos puedan divertirse y hablar con amigos y hacer amigos nuevos, compartir esas cosas que nuestros alumnos a esta edad deberían estar haciendo si no fuera por las condiciones que tenemos ahora. Y también para que sepan, la escuela termina 3 horas temprano, así que ya a las 11 de la mañana terminamos con clases porque los maestros y y todos los empleados vamos a estar en entrenamientos el resto del día. Just letting our Spanish-speaking families, or the ones that choose to receive information in Spanish, just letting them know that Friday is an early release and what we're going to be doing with the kids as far as Fall Fest, and that school ends at 11 a.m. Okay. So MGALEX123 says, here are some virtual decorating, cahoots, and scary stories. Do you have a link for that you can share? And if not, you can just email Ms. Rozzi or me, Mr. Huves, your principal. And if there's stuff we can use on the Fall Fest, we'll do it, or any other time that you think might be good. All right. So now we need to talk a little bit about next week. Don't you think, Mr. Rozzi?
Yeah, let's talk about conferences.
All right. Oh, that's Miss Gardner. Miss Gardner is MGALEX123.
Oh, there she is.
Miss Gardner. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, I just found the list.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Miss Gardner.
She tried to save us.
Miss Gardner is awesome. She was trying to save us and we didn't get the hint.
Oh, man.
So that was Miss Gardner, you #rock. So that's the answer to the question, folks. There's some virtual decorating activities. There's some Kahoot games to kind of have fun and make connections. Scary stories, things related to the fall, Halloween type stuff. But the big idea there is really for you guys, this is to the students, for you guys to really be kids. This is something that we know that you guys aren't necessarily getting. Also, don't be surprised if you start seeing more of that with us, because of the fact that we really, really want you guys to get as much of the experience of being at school. It's not just about academics. Even when you guys come back, it's not just about academics. But we know now that that's something that definitely we have to put more emphasis on. All your teachers are supportive, counselors are supportive, administrators are supportive, parents are supportive even. Heck, I actually got an email from a parent a couple of days ago before I sent my announcement out, because in the announcements I included information, but before then she was like, y'all should do some fun stuff on the 30th with the kids. It's Halloween and many of them can't go, trick-or-treating. And I'm like, well, actually, and I told her about it. So, but after this week, we do have something else happening, and that's conferences. So, Mr. Rozzi, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask that for this portion, we talk for a little bit, take a pause. Let me do it in Spanish for a little bit. That way our Spanish families can hear. So I'm going to do that in Spanish real quick. La última parte de nuestro foro hoy va a ser hablar sobre las conferencias la semana próxima. Lo que vamos a hacer es, vamos a hablar un poco en inglés, vamos a parar, voy a traducir en español y continuaremos así hasta el final para que ustedes puedan saber y oír la información necesaria. Okay. So, here we go. I am going to share my screen because I know how to do that now, in theory. Okay. Okay, Mr. Rozzi, I'm sharing my screen, yes?
Yes.
Okay, and this is the screen, this is what I'm supposed to be sharing, correct?
Sure, let's put it into presentation mode.
Yes, let's do that, present. Yes, we shall present. We are presenting. All right.
There you go.
Okay, so this is our virtual school. All right, so some of you guys might have seen this at one point when we had our virtual open house. We have done some additions. By the way, hats off to Mrs. Adams and all the amazing people that know more about technology than I do, because they are awesome. So, Mr. Rozzi, I'm going to kind of ask you to kind of help us out here. I'm going to be for this situation, I'm going to be the student / parent, and you're going to help me, and I'm going to go ahead and click on what you tell me to, okay? So, give me one quick second. Let me do Spanish real quick. Entonces, aquí está la página donde ustedes quizás la han visto como parte de la escuela virtual. Entonces, aquí es donde ustedes van a ir el martes, miércoles o jueves, depende en cuándo tienen la cita con el consejero o la consejera. Y es aquí donde van a entrar para hablar con el consejero o la consejera de sus hijos. Y también después de eso, tendrán la oportunidad para ir a los salones virtuales de los maestros de sus hijos. Queremos que sepan que si ya han indicado que necesitan un traductor, estamos en proceso de darle a usted un traductor para cuando usted tenga su cita y para cuando usted vaya a hablar con los maestros o maestras de su hijo. Y para que sepan, yo también les dejé saber que durante el día, desafortunadamente no por la noche, pero durante el día, si necesitan, yo voy a trabajar como traductor para ayudar a familias también. I just let them know what we're going to be doing when we're walking through the process. Let them know that we will have translators assigned for those that want a translator, and then also the fact that I will be helping out with not translators. Sorry, Ms. Vasquez is going to yell at me now. Interpreters. That I will be acting as an interpreter if needed. So, all right. So,
okay.
All right, Mr. Rozzi, where'd I go?
Well, so you just got here. Welcome, Parent-Teacher Conferences. So you've made it to the virtual parent conferences.
This guy looks cool, by the way. I'm just saying, he's cool.
Right?
Yeah, he's cool.
The first thing we'd like you to do is, just like we would do if we were in person, is you're going to click here to start, and you're going to sign in and let us know that you were here. So see the flashing click in?
Right here?
Yeah.
Para comenzar, van a esta parte aquí donde dice click here y le haces un clic para entrar. We're going to go in?
I think so. Or you could just, yeah, but if we don't really want to take the survey because it's a survey to let us know that who's attended. And then we're also asking for just a question, you know, what's working well and what's something that that we could do better during this time. So that will provide us some good information. So once you sign in, you get to go to the teacher. Now, your advisory teacher, you had already talked to your advisory teacher about what time you were going to meet with them. So if I knew that my advisory teacher was a 7th grader, I don't know, because I haven't been at the school. I don't know if my 7th grade teacher is upstairs or downstairs. And we think it's okay for you to just try. So say I'm looking for Mrs. Smith. I know she's a 7th grade teacher, so let's go ahead and try downstairs.
Okay, let me do in Spanish real quick. Así que cuando ustedes lleguen, cuando sea el día de conferencias, aquí donde van a entrar, le haces clic aquí para empezar. Nosotros no vamos a hacerlo hoy porque cuando le haces clic, te lleva a una encuesta donde ustedes pueden dejarnos saber que han llegado. Y también le hacemos unas preguntas cortas para poder, para poder aprender de su punto de vista cosas que podemos mejorar y cómo podemos ayudar a mejorar la experiencia de los alumnos y las familias durante estos tiempos. Y después, entonces, ya tienes la cita con la consejera o la consejera. Como tienes un traductor, el traductor va a poder ayudarles a dónde ir, pero vamos a fingir que el traductor o la traductora no sabe dónde está el maestro. Entonces, si ya sabes que su alumno está en el 7º grado, pues aquí ven 7º, 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 pueden explorar. Entonces, eso es que vamos a hacer ahora. Vamos a fingir como si no sabemos dónde está el maestro o la maestra que buscamos. All right, where are we going? Downstairs,
All right,
upstairs?
Let's go downstairs because it's right there. Go ahead.
Okay. And by the way, we are monitoring questions. So all users saying hi, all the people saying hi, hi. Those saying hello, hello. Those of you who are writing in what looks like Cyrillic Russian, I think, or it could be Ukrainian or of that region, I say awesome. And if you speak the language, super awesome. Okay, here we go. Click. Boom.
All right, so I am looking for my teacher. I'm looking for Mrs. Smith. I see Mrs. R. Smith, Mrs. Howard. I don't see her on this floor. Let's go back.
Okay, so entonces estamos buscando a un maestro en particular, pero entramos aquí y vimos que ese maestro, su aula virtual no está en este piso. Entonces vamos a regresar al área central. Entonces para hacer eso, le hacemos clic aquí. So we're going to go back down.
Sí.
Okay.
Sí. All right,
Ya llegamos. Okay, we're back down.
let's try 7th grade upstairs.
Okay. Entonces ahora vamos a tratar 7º grado, pero el piso arriba, ¿sí? Okay. Entonces planta baja, estuvimos en planta baja, ahora vamos al primer piso. Okay. All right.
All right, we are looking for Mrs. Smith. Oh, I see my other teachers.
Clipped. Smith.
There she is.
Is that her?
That's her.
Yes. Awesome. Okay.
We have an appointment with her because
we do.
With me, with her, with advisory class. So we're going to go into her room. Go ahead and click on her door.
So if I'm going to my advisory, I'm looking for my advisory teacher first, correct? So I go in, I'm going to back up real quick, everybody. Voy a regresar al primer piso para repasar. So basically, when I get here, I take the survey, toma la encuesta primero, and then after the survey, will there be a button that clicks me back to where I'm at now? ¿Va a haber un botón donde puedo regresar aquí después de la encuesta? Or will it just automatically bring me back? ¿O me trae automáticamente a este lugar?
Good question, because I didn't take the survey, but if you practice, we could practice it and push click and then get out of it.
Okay, vamos a experimentar a ver qué pasa cuando hagamos clic a la encuesta. Aquí, boom. Oh, entonces lo que pasa es que tomas la encuesta y después ya terminaste y ya estás aquí. So you take it and then you just close the window, then you're right back where you started from. Okay.
Right.
Upstairs we go?
Yep, upstairs. Because we found our advisory teacher. There she is. So click on her door.
Aquí está oh, wow.
There.
Aquí está la clase virtual de la señora Smith, que para empezar, en este ejemplo, sería la consejera del alumno. All right, so click here to meet.
Wait, don't click
meet the English team.
Or
conferences.
I like how you read before you went clicking.
Right. Aquí dice clic aquí para el enlace a la conferencia. Entonces aquí es donde iríamos. Should we press click?
No.
Entonces todavía no vamos a empujar clic en el ejemplo porque todavía no está totalmente construido, pero ya eso es lo que van a hacer cuando entren en los salones. Buscar aquí, click here for conference link.
All right, so then we can return to the hallway. We have two choices. If we saw other teachers up here, the green arrow on the left says return to hallway. Do you see that? Or the other one?
Yes. Okay. I think it'd be on the right though.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Entonces, cuando termine aquí con la maestra, si quieren, quizás si no vieron a ningún otro maestro en el piso y quieren regresar al área central, pueden ir aquí a la derecha donde dice Return to Commons y te lleva a donde empezamos. Pero si viste el nombre de un maestro o maestra en el mismo piso con quien querías hablar, empujas aquí y regresas a la aula. Digo, al pasillo. So which one do we push? Hallway or
Let's
common?
go to hallway because I saw my other teachers.
And then I just want to, in the comment, we have the word hi, which is, which I believe is either yes in Japanese, or is actually saying hi in a language where the word for hello and hi is very similar to English that I don't know the name of. So it's one of the two. And then I think we're seeing some possible Hindi writing. And then finally, we have the 3 question marks, which I believe is of the English language for what the heck.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we're back here and we want to go, we want to visit our other teachers. Maybe we want to go see Mrs. Cass, and she's our social studies teacher. So I'm going to click on her door. She's the
Así que la puerta de la señora Cass, queremos ver a la señora Cass, así que aquí está su nombre. Entonces le vamos a hacer clic a la puerta. Oh.
All right. So then we find the conference link and we click on it.
Y aquí vemos click here for conferences y le haces clic aquí y entonces tú entras y puedes hablar con ella.
Now, sometimes our teachers are going to already be talking with other students, so we might have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
So when we click on there, it might look like, well, maybe the teacher doesn't see us, but they really do. They see your name and you're in a waiting room, and the teacher, as soon as they can, he or she can, they will let you come in.
Entonces, cuando le haces clic aquí para entrar a hablar con la maestra o el maestro, por favor sepan que probablemente hay otras personas también que quieren hablar con la maestra o el maestro. Si la maestra o el maestro está ocupado con una familia, te van a poner en una sala virtual de esperar. Entonces, no piensen que el maestro o la maestra no sabe que está ahí usted. Ellos sí saben, pero van a hablar con las familias en la orden en que llegaron. Okay.
Okay, so then this is how we go through conferences. So we just find the next teacher.
Entonces, ese proceso de las conferencias. Para ustedes que van a tener un traductor con ustedes, por favor sepan que también va a tener la ayuda y el apoyo del traductor para poder navegar por la escuela virtual. Entonces, por favor no piensen que tendrán que hacer esto todos solos. I said for those people who are going to be using an interpreter, that the interpreter will be able to assist. So please don't feel like you'll be out through this on their own. And then for those who don't have an interpreter, we're gonna have basically what I'd like to call like a help area, right? Where basically, all else fails, you can come reach out to somebody and we'll help you. But the main thing we want to communicate are, look at the buttons, look at the arrows down here. And when this was created, it was really created as a way of being able to, best virtually resemble the school. Because again, we really wish that this was the actual real school that everyone was coming to, and we look forward to the day when that happens. Comments, Miss Rozzi?
Yep, back to the Commons.
All right. Entonces llegamos al área central de nuevo. Si tienen preguntas o necesitan ayuda, por favor, pónganse en contacto conmigo, Mario Juves, director de Oakland Bay, o con María Vázquez, que es nuestra representante de la comunidad. Just letting them know that if they have any questions, to touch base with myself or with Ms. Vázquez.
And then the only other the thing I wanted to point out is the clipboard off to the side that has some helpful information. Each of those is a link. If you had questions about the Bell schedule or K-12 or Skyward login. So that's a good place, or the counseling brochures. So that's a good place to go for information.
Okay. Entonces, esto aquí, el área a la mano izquierda, aquí abajo, donde está la flecha a mano, tiene diferentes cosas sobre información, el horario, información sobre el almuerzo, el Camp T-Wolf, nuestras expectativas, un volante o información sobre el programa de aconsejo, información sobre Skyward, sobre K-12 y bloopers. What are bloopers?
I don't know.
Well, you know what? I think they can explore that on their own.
Yeah.
I think they can.
I think
And just know that in the spirit of you have to be resilient. Ms. Rozzi and I, when we did our recordings at different points, there were little oopsies. And in that spirit, if I'm not mistaken, I think that they put some of our bloopers and recording our videos up here. So if you ever feel like you made a mistake and you're feeling bad about that, go to the bloopers section so you can see some of the mistakes that your principal and assistant principal made. It'll make you feel a lot better. Okay. Well, we are out of time. I'm not seeing any new questions. I am seeing quite a few students here tonight, though. I will say that. So for those of you guys who are Timberwolves and you guys are part of our 7th or 8th grade family, please know that I'm speaking for myself and for Ms. Rozzi and for every teacher, every para, every custodian, every counselor, and every person that works at OBJH. We miss you, we care about you, and we're here for you. So please note that just because you see us once a month on this community forum doesn't mean that we are not every day with you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to your principal, your assistant principal, to your teachers, to your counselors. You've got a team. You've got a team bigger than you can even imagine. And Ms. Rozzi, do you have any final words?
I don't, but I really love the fact that we're walking through this conference page. So I think we should do more of that next time too.
We should. Entonces, para concluir, para los alumnos que son de 7º, 8º grado de OBJH, vemos que muchos de ustedes están aquí con nosotros esta noche. Queremos darle las gracias por estar con nosotros y también queremos que sepan que los extrañamos y estamos emocionados por el día que ustedes puedan llegar a la escuela en verdad. Y aunque solamente una vez al mes hacemos estos foros, queremos que sepan que estamos aquí siempre por ustedes. Comuniquen con sus maestros, con las paras, con las consejeras, con nosotros. Nunca piensen que estén solos. Siempre estamos aquí para ustedes. Ustedes son nuestra familia y eso no cambia, no importa la distancia. Buenas noches.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Mr. Rozzi, hang tight real quick. I'm technical issues again because, you know, it's that kind of day.